Hello, Senior Stoner fans. It's the real Senior Stoner back at you for your Magic Flight Orbiter and Dabx MK1 rocket titanium version dab of the day. We're going to do Lady Sativa today. Hello, everybody. Thanks for joining me in diamond version. As always, if you enjoyed today's video, please subscribe, join the Senior Stoner family. Don't forget to send likes our way, and we respond to all comments, as you know. Let's get started with a very important topic. How do we avoid misunderstandings? How many of you out there have had misunderstandings with people who are very important to you? Misunderstandings with loved ones, spouses maybe, misunderstandings with your children, misunderstandings with employers, with bosses. Misunderstandings can be very, very troublesome and can cause you a great deal of harm. That's why it's important that we learn how to deal with them and how to prevent them from happening, actually. That's how you deal with them. You have to avoid them. So it's a challenge, but not all misunderstandings can be avoided. But you can greatly reduce their occurrence. So let's think about a few things we can do to help ourselves avoid misunderstandings that can be very problematic. We can think before delivering the message, always. Many misunderstandings could have been avoided by just taking a moment to really think about the situation. What's going on? What are you trying to accomplish? And what is the other person thinking and feeling? What is their perspective? Writing can be better than speaking when it comes to details. It's easy for the details of a conversation to be forgotten, for example. But maybe if you write a note or send an email, especially at work, you can leave a trail of information and that way refer back to it. How about asking the other person to repeat back what they said? Once you've come to an agreement, personal or professional, make sure the other person demonstrates that they have the same understanding of it as you do. Have a misunderstanding now when it can be rectified. It's easier to smooth out the misunderstanding immediately than after. Think about it like this. You have a hole in your ceiling, your roof. You want to fix that roof when the sun is shining, not when the water is dripping. You want to listen. Many misunderstandings are our own faults. One way to minimize our contribution to the problem is to put our listening ears on and concentrate on what's being communicated to us. Most people are very distracted, so we need to work on our ability to focus on the other person. It's a very valuable skill, and it can be practiced easily each day. Practice your listening skills during every conversation you have. After the conversation is complete, give yourself a self-evaluation. God gave us two of these and one of this for a reason. Remember to take a break when emotions are running high. Misunderstandings are more likely to happen, and it's the truth, during times of heightened emotions. Take a break, take a chill out of the air, and have the conversation another time. Be specific. The devil is in the details. Always. Vagueness leads to misunderstandings. Be specific when the details matter. Avoid forcing people to guess what you mean. Just spell it out so anyone can understand what you're saying. Being crystal clear is in everyone's best interest. Now, I got to tell you, for 35 years, I was a negotiator, which meant you had to be real clear about what you're offering, what you're not offering. And the other person had to be real clear too. But part of their tactics was to not be clear, was to be vague. So you then would have to make an offering and potentially lose the negotiation. You've got to be very careful when you're involved in discussions to be specific. Ask questions. That's right. Think of anything you might have misunderstood or might misunderstand in the future and try to ask questions about it. questions are a wonderful way to ensure that you've understood what was communicated to you. You can also ask questions to verify you were understood in the reverse. For example, okay, so you need me to blank. Or just so we're clear, it would help you if I blanked. Or so you understand that I need you to pick up the kids at. Recapping is a good thing also, similar to making other person repeat the gist of what your discussions are back to you. A lot of times in training, what I always did was I repeated things 3 times, number one. And number two, I had people repeat it back to me, always, out loud with words, right? And you want to think ahead. You want to find a way, after you recap, okay, and make sure the person understands you understand the same things, think ahead. Because many misunderstandings can be avoided with just a little planning. Imagine how the other person's going to interpret what you do or say. Head off the misconceptions before they start. Misunderstandings and any kind of relationship go hand in hand. You've got to remember that. You're bound to have misunderstandings sooner or later in your life. Try to take the necessary precautions to minimize the likelihood. Conversations serve to transfer information between people. Just make sure that the transfer takes place accurately and completely. And remember to use questions to avoid miscommunication. Have a quick recap after an important one. And practice your listening skills. They're invaluable. So what we've learned, or what we've really refreshed in our already knowledgeable brains, is that it's critically important that when you're talking to people, when you're working with people, you fully both understand what the other one is saying, because you can have a misunderstanding. And I'm telling you, it can be I'm experienced in this. I've been married for 39 years. You can have a one-word misunderstanding that goes off the deep end. In business, successful executive till I retired, one word off the deep end the wrong way. So we all have to remember to be careful when we speak. Let's have our sativa dab, unfortunately, before I go to the root canal doctor. That's where I'm heading in the next 45 minutes. Life goes on for Senior Stoner, doesn't it? It's a funny life we live in. I want to thank you all for joining me today. Been a pleasure having you here today. And we're going to light up our Dabx on the green level. Here we go. With the Magic Flight Orbiter. 2 of my favorite things. Here we go. That's tasty. Boy. Too strong for Senior Stoner. Thanks for joining me, everybody. And have a great day out there today. And remember, try to avoid misunderstandings and miscommunications. Clearly, speak and listen. Have a great day. Cheers.